gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Sports Talk with Austin, your daily dose of sports entertainment. And in today's video, there is some more news coming out of the transfer portal as Julian Fleming transfers to Penn State. The former five-star recruit for the Ohio State Buckeyes is transferring to Penn State for the 2024 season, and I will preview and break down how this will affect the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Penn State Nittany Lions going into next year. And we're going to talk all things about Julian Fleming and how he could impact this Penn State offense, especially with Drew Aller and this offense. So let's get right into it. Julian Fleming has transferred to Penn State. As you could see, he will be joining the Nittany Lions in the Big Ten Conference. And now that brings up many questions is how will he impact this offense? How will he do under James Franklin and the Nittany Lions? Well, he's a former five-star recruit for the Ohio State Buckeyes and Ryan Day. And, this transfer may come as shock to some people considering he was at Ohio State, the mecca of all college football and the Big Ten. But he made this transfer for his future and for possibly more playing time and to get more touches. Because here is Julian Fleming's career stats in his 4 years at Ohio State. He had 79 receptions, 963 yards, and 7 touchdowns, and he averaged 12.2 yards per catch. And, for a five-star receiver, those are not very good numbers. They're, especially if you've been there for a long time. And I feel like he made this definitely move for his career and for his sake. And I think he could be a big help. He was a big help for Ohio State this year in certain spots, at certain areas, but he was also behind Abuka and Marvin Harrison Jr., who is the consensus top 5 draft pick in the upcoming 2024 NFL draft, if he so chooses to go. So Julian Fleming transferring to Penn State was also a business decision to help his draft stock. But those are some of his career numbers: 79, 963, 7 TDs, almost at 1,000 yards. And he was a former five-star recruit, so the numbers do not look dazzling, especially if he wanted to go to the NFL. And he's a former five-star recruit, like I said. So that definitely does maybe impact his decision to go to Penn State, so he could get those numbers up and possibly help his draft stock as well. And don't get me wrong, a lot of receivers would love to have almost 1,000 yards, but if you're former five-star, these are not very good numbers, and you definitely want to make more of it. And that brings us to the next question is, can Julian Fleming impact this Penn State offense? Well, Drew Aller in this Penn State offense has been known at times to be explosive this past year, but they've also had their struggles against teams that can get pass rush and have better lockdown corners, i.e. the Ohio State Buckeyes or the Michigan Wolverines. They've even struggled with Indiana this year, who doesn't have that much talent, less talented than Penn State, but they still struggled with them in Happy Valley. And, Julian Fleming transferring to Penn State, how does this impact the offense? Well, let's take a look at the offensive ranks first before we answer that question. Penn State in 2023 averaged 34 points per game, ranked 15th in the nation, 388.4 yards per game, 60th in the nation, 5.5 yards per play, 64th in the nation, 39% on red zone, 39% percentages on red zone percentages on offense, 60th in the nation once again, 73% on third down, which is 7th best in the nation, and 94%, which is on fourth down, is 5th best in the nation. So Penn State's offense does have some bright spots, but they also are in the middle of the pack or near the top 50 in a lot of these categories. Now, points per game, you could see they have no problem with that. Yards, they're 60th. They're right there in the thick of things. Yards per play, third down percentage, and fourth down percentages, and red zone percentage at 39% could definitely get that up to help the offense. But back to our original question here, can Julian Fleming impact this Penn State offense? I think he can. This team already averaging 34 points, and we just went over his numbers, having 7 touchdowns and almost 1,000 yards receiving in his illustrious career altogether. I feel like Julian Fleming will get more touches with this offense if Drew Howard could stay protected and their running game gets going. Penn State and this offense with Julian Fleming and those other talented receivers on the outside should get those percentages up, and Julian Fleming should be a great addition for this Nittany Lions offense and maybe get Penn State over the hump of beating Ohio State or Michigan next year. But it should be very interesting, but this all depends on Drew Aller as well. This all depends on him. So that's the big key. But that's the news of the day. Julian Fleming transferred to Penn State out of the transfer portal. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you think this was a good move for Penn State? Do you think it was a bad move? While you're at it, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click on them notification bells for me so you never miss another great video here at Sports Talk with Austin. And then this has been Sports Talk with Austin. I'm your host, Austin. I'm out this thing, man. Peace, love, and go Cards, everybody.